So, hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another Warframe Revisited video here on the channel. Now, this is the second one in the series, and this quest is Once Awake. So, we're going to go straight into the codex. We're going to load it up. Now, technically, in the last one, we did Awakening, and sort of did Fool's Prize. You can't replay that one. Now, technically, you could do Sire's Vigil next, which is the Earth free roam quest, and I suppose as well you could also argue that you could do Voxelaris, which is the Venus free roam quest, but those technically are optional quests, so we are avoiding doing them in these videos. We're not going to touch them. The next mainline one that you're going to do is actually Once Awake. Intercepted Grineer communications reveal that Grineer have been experimenting with some sort of bioweapon. You must investigate. So if we click to replay that, next quest that we're going to go do is we're going to go and investigate the bio weapon over on Mercury. It's only a Grineer 6 to 8. Now, also, just to clarify to you guys, I'm running a specific loadout for a reason. So, Volt Prime. Well, my original Warframe was Volt. I don't have him anymore, so I'm using Prime version. I used to use the Mark 1 Paris, well I don't have that again, but I do have the Paris Prime. I did use like the Furus, the Mark 1 Furus, I believe it was, or something like that, but I'm now using just base Furus. And for my sword, I used to use the Skarner. I'm using the Prisma Skarner, so I am using my old original loadout, but as best as I can get it.
I've identified several vulnerable data consoles on this base. Find them and hack in. We need to know the nature of their new bioweapon.
Deteno! Keep them away from the specimens.
Destroy them. Dr. Tengus demands absolute secrecy.
My scans are not detecting any known biochemical agents. What are they doing down here?
So obviously, back when we first played this, we only had basic weapons, and we didn't really have much of an understanding of the game and mods as well. So replaying this, we know exactly how this game works now, don't we? So it's going to be a very different game that we play now. It's one where we actually know what we're doing, one where we can actually appreciate what the game used to be like at the start, how easy it used to be, because I'll tell you now, this is not a hard quest by any means.
Trigger the alarms now and they will start destroying the data.
He says that missing an arc trap. But yeah, by any means, these quests are not difficult. And I mean, with the spy vaults in particular, we know exactly how these run now. So these aren't exactly hard. So like, it's going to be quite simple and fun to just go back through the old lore. Because technically at this point we were still sort of, the old war wasn't exactly over. You've still got the remnants of like the original war, which was what, the Grineer, Corpus, Sentient, Orican and Tenno, different factions, so it's intriguing to see. What's even more interesting to see is that we have just found a Cephalon fragment that we hadn't already got. Find that intriguing. Who knows, we might find some Summercord tones. That's why I'm running Helios, because the chances are there'll be stuff that we haven't ever scanned that is exclusive to these sorts of quests. So if we can scan stuff as we're playing through these, or if Helios can scan it for us, then life should be quite easy. Honestly, it's kind of fun to just incinerate everything. Just run through and just steamroll over the entire mission. These hacks are just so simplistic and easy and fun to do. They're not even difficult at all. Like, they're just the 3-ping Grenier hacks. If you can't do those at this point in the game, then have you even played the game? That's the question I'd ask.
Excellent work. A clean extraction with no alarms.
Who released the specimens?
They're out! What's going on?
Stop the infested, or get the Tenno.
Infested? This shouldn't be possible. Tenno, it is more important than ever that
I
you
love
finish your
how
mission.
Lotus is like, infested, this shouldn't be possible. But technically, lore-wise now, the infested were always there because they're on Deimos. Like the Orokin derelicts on Deimos, like, the infested have always been there. So, just because she didn't know about it doesn't mean that it's not possible. They were already there. But the Grenier technically released them on the actual origin system. Like, they weren't widespread. They were confined to... They were pretty much confined to Deimos and the derelicts. But... And Eris to an extent, I guess. But... It just makes me question how the Lotus didn't actually know about that. Because surely should have known that the infestation were out. And that they were at large again. Like you'd have thought.
Excellent work. A clean extraction
Easy
with
hacks.
no alarms. We have everything we came for. Get to extraction.
Who let them out? Was it Tengus?
Tengus did this. I know he did.
Someone released these creatures on purpose. They want them to destroy you.
You see, other than now and Heart of Deimos, and technically George's Precept, and I guess Mutalistality as well, but other than those little points, the infestation isn't actually that big in the storyline now I think about it. Like, there's not anywhere specific that they fit in. They don't really fit into the old war that much. I mean, they were a weapon then, but they don't exactly fit in there, and they don't exactly fit into... They're not really in the new war at all, so... It's almost like the infestation just... fizzled out. They're there as a background threat. So maybe they'll become more of a threat after the new war. Who knows?
Tenno, we have an emergency situation developing.
So if we're going to continue once Wake, we need to exterminate an infestation on a Grenier ship. Grenier versus infestation. So it's like a crossfire, and it is level 7 to 9 on Mercury. So yeah, this one was quite an early one. Like after like Vor's Prize, this was probably the first main story quest. I mean, obviously, like I say, you need to know the stories of the Ostrons because Sire's Vigil mentions the Quills and it mentions Onko, who obviously you'll meet later in the storyline. And I mean, Vox Solaris quest introduces you to Solaris United, and Unico is obviously quite important and stuff, but then as well, it introduces you to Nefanyo, who... Nefanyo is very significant in the storyline, because Nefanyo is the son of...
This Grenier ship tried to flee the infestation, but was quickly overrun.
Parvos,
Exterminate
who
everything
is
on
literally
board
like the
before
leader
it
of the
reaches
Corpus,
a
who's now
more
returned,
populated
so...
sector.
Technically they do fit in very much, but like other than those free roam ones, this was the first true time that we'd actually had like proper quests for a storyline, for the main storyline.
The Grenier may have thought they could toy around with the Infested, but they are quickly learning how wrong they were.
Honestly, this was quite a simple quest actually, and I mean I kind of remember this one. The whole concept of the infestation was really fascinating when I first heard about it. I was like, ooh, some sort of like biological weapon. They're almost zombie-like in a way, but at the same time I think it works almost like a hive mind in terms of like juggernauts and stuff like that. It's like they're all interconnected in some sort of way, and I believe Jordus, in the Jordus Golem and Jordus Precept, he actually says about like there are so many more and stuff like that. So I'm pretty sure that if you actually take the lore, realistically speaking, there actually are a lot of different infested that are all like connected through some form of hive mind. So that's quite an interesting thing to think about.
You have broken their ranks and they are on the run. Another successful mission. Find extraction.
I don't quite think the infested are on the run, but you know. Whatever you say, Lotus. Whatever you say. So, do you know what's honestly quite useful about this though? It jogs your memory, refreshes the story in your mind, and that's why I'm doing this series, because there'll be people out there that are going to want to refresh on the story. So if I do a video a day in the lead up to the new war, then you guys can go through, watch whatever quests you want to relive and rewatch and revisit, because obviously some of you might not have the time to actually play through them. You might have the capability to go through them, so.
I must say, these infested scare the are very worrisome. The Lotus
I
would like you to
actually,
install that mod as
I
soon
like
as
this little feature at the top. Like, it tells you now what's your next key point in the storyline, and that's to help new players, which is very useful for them. So yeah, the third and I believe final mission on Once Awake was defend the bomb, infestation 6 to 11. It's just sort of like a defense type thing.
We are going to attempt to use a cascade bomb to destroy all traces of infested here.
Yep,
The bomb
I
will
remember
take
this
time
one.
to
I
burn.
only need
Protect it
to.
until it's ready for detonation.
And you know something? This is the first time I've ever done it solo. I'm going to use the Furious for a little bit. Don't give it enough credit, it's not a bad weapon.
These creatures appear to be mindless monsters, but they know we're up to something, and they're trying to
I do like this little mission because it's quite unique. It's like, this map exists and you can play on it, but the fact that it was in, like, they put the infestation on it and stuff is quite small. It's quite a small little feature that I've only just noticed, really.
Fought with honor.
So as you can also probably tell, I have got spoilers turned off at the moment, because I just want to get a more authentic feel, but I mean, we did just hear my actual Tenno, which obviously you shouldn't have had him, you won't have had him at this point, so you wouldn't be able to hear your Tenno speak normally, saying like that message that we just heard of, we fought with honor, but...
When this cascade bomb goes off, a wave of void energy will tear through the complex, ripping the life force from all organic matter, but leaving the structure intact. It's our only chance to stop the scourge before it starts.
I love how she says that, and yet the infestation is already widespread on Deimos, through the void in like the derelicts, and I mean it's also widespread on Eris as well, so it's not like you can realistically stop the infestation now because it's already widespread. But, you know, we'll let you off, Lotus. I mean, granted, at the time, Deimos wasn't a thing, and I don't know if Eris was either. I believe Eris was, like, the Oracle Derelicts and stuff like that. But I'm not entirely sure. I don't recall. I didn't play early enough to know that, really. I didn't know what Warframe was. And now I do, and I'm glad I do, because it is such a brilliant game. It is honestly, for a free game, it is absolutely amazing. The gameplay is great. The storyline is one of the most impressive storylines I've ever seen in a game. Never mind a free game. So that in itself is pretty huge. But all in all, yeah, it's fun to go over these again. Honestly,
The bomb is almost
I don't remember this.
You just have to
I don't know why this one's 8 waves. Like, normally they're 5 or 10, and the fact that this one was 8 is weird. But yeah. But honestly, I'm really, to think that this is what we used to struggle with. This was amazing at the time. This one was so, like, I was so mind boggled by this. I was like, whoa, the infestation is so cool. And I mean, don't get me wrong, they are cool, but I mean, yeah.
Let's go.
Okay, you just heard my tenor again. You shouldn't be hearing my tenor, so. Oh well. I guess hearing them isn't exactly the spoiler, was it? I'm surprised that they do show that bit. So yeah, we arm the bomb,
I'm extracting you now.
and she pulls us out as quick as she can. But I mean, yeah, that was like the first look at the Infested, and like proper, this is how the Infested are now spreading around the whole Origin system again, and it was really cool. So yeah, guys, that was the Once Awake quest revisited. So with that in mind, guys, thanks for watching the video. I hope you found it informative, enjoyable, and fun to watch, and fun to relive the memories of your early Warframe days. But with that in mind, guys, thanks for watching the video, and I'll see you tomorrow for the next one.